Hello, today we're going to build a desk in Blender. So here we have an example desk that I already built before I started screen recording. So we're going to do it again. Hold Shift A, Mesh Cube to add a cube for the top of the desk. Click Scale and use the colored square arrows to squish it into a flatter, wider rectangle. With it selected, change to Edit mode and click Loop Cut. And make a loop cut. It will be in the middle. Click Move Arrows. Use the arrows to move the cut to the left edge. This will be for the legs. This is not the correct way to make legs, but it's how I make legs. Add another loop cut and move it to the right side. And again, but this time make the cuts lengthwise. And move the first one toward the back of the desk. You can use the hand icon to move around your view. Add another loop cut and move this one towards the front of the desk. Now we have 4 corners. Now there are ways, extrude region. Okay, that could work. Let's try move. No, that moves the sides down. Okay. Click the selection arrow and control click each corner so that all 4 are selected. Let's make sure it's not move. No. It's extrude region. So pull those down to make the 4 legs. At least they will all be the same height. Hooray! Now we have a desk shape. I want to add a drawer. So back to loop cut and move it just a little to the left so it's not exactly centered. I'm still trying to figure out how to do all these things. What should we do? First, let's make the inside part of the desk. So click Extrude Region and push it down into the desk to create the space it will have when you lift the lid. Now back to the drawer. We have to make more loop cuts to create the drawer face. This method is also how I make windows, but it's not the correct way. So we need to make sure that the leg is separate from the drawer and the edges for the desk. So we continue making the loop cuts until we have the drawer area separated. Now click face and extrude region and push the drawer part toward the back of the desk. This will create the drawer space. I think I could pull it back out and use that to make the actual drawer face, and then it would be like a real working drawer kind of. But I'm not sure. So let's go back to the top. Select all of the pieces on the back side of the desk at the top so that we can put a back on the desk. Now that they're all selected, let's try move. No, that still pulls up the whole thing. Let's try extrude region and pull those selected pieces up. Now the desk has a back. But because of where we put our loop cuts, there's not a whole lot we can do to make it less square. But let's try some things. First, let's go to the materials tab and change the color. This part of the desk is supposed to be white, so I already had a white from the window, but you could add a color. Yay, it's a desk in a room. Now let's add the other pieces. Hold Shift A mesh cube to add a new cube. Click scale and squish it into a thinner piece. Make it a bit longer than the desk and move it to the top. And then we can scale it to be a little bit wider than the desk too. And just move it into place. With it selected, click edit mode, click loop cut, and add a loop cut in the middle lengthwise, and then move it towards the back. This is where the hinges would be if it really opened and closed. Go back to object mode and click the materials tab to change the color. This will be the same brown as the bookcase. Hold Shift A mesh cube to add a new cube. This is for the drawer face. So scale it to be the size and shape of the drawer face and move it to be just in front of the drawer opening. This will not make an actual drawer that could be pulled out for an animation, but it will look like a drawer. Maybe one day I'll learn how to make the drawer part too. And it would probably help if I paid more attention to what size everything is, so it would be better proportionally. You can move it around and use the scale tool to make it the correct size and placement. Then go to the Materials tab and change the color. This will be the same color as the desktop. Don't forget to save your work. Okay, now with the big white part of the desk selected, add a loop cut across the top part in edit mode. And then move this line down towards the desktop part. I'm trying to make more loop cuts so there's more pieces so that I can try to change the shape of the back and make it less square and boxy. But it's not going to work. But that's okay, we can still try. So now that there are loop cuts all the way up the back, we can try to move it around. The X and Y are selected to be symmetrical, so it will move both sides. We can move it just a little bit to make kind of an edge. That's less of a corner, but it will pull it too far because the loop cuts are not symmetrical. So that's not going to work. You can click Ctrl Z to go back. Let's try moving it again. But then we would have to move these ones too. I should have done the back before I did the loop cuts for the drawer, so then it would be more even. Don't forget to save again. Okay, well at least it's a little less boxy. Let's see what we can do with sculpt mode. But again, the loop cuts are not symmetrical, so the sculpt is not going to be symmetrical either. But we can try to make different shapes and textures on it. No, that's not going to work. It looks like a pillow on top of a desk. Let's go back to sculpt mode and puff it back out to where it was. Let's go back to edit mode and try beveling. So you can bevel from right here let's try beveling some vertices. No. You can also add a modifier to bevel. So let's try that. You can change the amount and the strength of the bevel. This will bevel all of the edges, so it looks a little bit more natural and not exactly straight. That looks better. Now let's do the same for the desktop. Add a modifier, bevel, and change the numbers a little bit so that it's just barely beveled. We could also try this in edit mode for just the edges or just the vertices. But that's not going to work. I don't know what I'm doing. Blender is hard. Let's select both of these vertices and then bevel. That takes away the corner part. Let's go to the edges and just click these two front edges. Then we can bevel them both in so that the corner looks a little bit more rounded. Go back to object mode and select the drawer face. Go to edit mode and use bevel. Just barely so the edges are a little bit more rounded. Now we need to make the knobby thing. I made some for the drawers under the TV, so you can select it and copy and paste or duplicate and then move it to the new drawer. Or you can hold Shift A and add a sphere and then use the move arrows to move it. Hold S to shrink it in size. Or you can use the scale tool, but it will change either the height or the length or the width, and this is a sphere, so we want it all to shrink at the same proportion, so just hold S. The drawer knob is already black since I copied it, but you could go to the materials tab and change the color. Now let's get rid of this old desk that I had started. Just select it and move it outside of the house. And the extra cube and extra desktop. Now select all the pieces of our new desk and figure out how to rotate it. You can push R plus Z, Y, or X until it's facing the correct way. If it's not the correct way, let go and hit Ctrl Z and then try it again with a different letter until it's facing the right way. Now we can move with the arrows and put it into the correct position. Use the hand icon again if your view is not in the right place. So it needs to be moved against this wall. That's where it would go in her room. Now we need to check the camera. We need to move the camera back a little so that it can see our new desk. You can hit number pad 0 to be the camera so that you can see exactly what the camera is seeing. The desk is a little too wide, so select all of the pieces and use the scale tool to make it a little skinnier. Make sure that you select all of the pieces or you'll have to do it individually. So move all the pieces back to where they should be. Now you can see it kind of at the edge of the camera view. Select all the pieces again, except right here. I didn't click on the knob, I unclicked the drawer face, so now the drawer and the knob are in the wrong spot, but I don't notice that until later. Just like how I didn't notice yet that the bookcase, the back is behind the wall. It's not supposed to be purple, it's supposed to be brown. The piece is moved too far. But let's try to render our image. And now the trees are inside the room. And the camera is too close. So let's back out and move the camera back a little bit more. Now it looks like we can see everything. Don't forget to save the project. Now let's render image, and the trees are back in the room again. I don't understand how that's happening. But let's go ahead and save an image anyway. See, the trees are not inside the house, but let's just move them back farther anyway. When you add these trees from the Shift A menus, they come as trees and leaves, so make sure that you select the tree and the leaves. And let's move them back more away from the house. Back to our camera view. Let's save the project and render image. The trees are still inside the house. How is this possible? Save a new image anyway of our desk with our floating drawer and our floating trees. Hooray! We kind of did it. Make sure to save your project again when you are finished. Thanks for watching. Have a happy day.